The Hulk is one of Marvel's flagship heroes and is loved by fans all over the world. Some of the biggest and most important moments in Marvel Comics have had Hulk present in them. He was created by the two legendary figures in the comic book industry, Jack Kirby and the late Stan Lee, and would make his appearance in The Incredible Hulk issue number 1 that came out in 1962. During his first appearance in the comic book, the Hulk didn't have his iconic green color. Instead, he had grayish skin. It was only from the following issue, Incredible Hulk issue number 2, that he was given his green skin, which has stayed with him till the present day. The Hulk is depicted as a wild card, and depending on the version we get, he can even take on the likes of Sentry and Thor with ease. He is power and rage personified, feared or respected by everyone in the Marvel Universe. Over the years, the members of the Hulk family have grown with the introduction of characters like She-Hulk, Dr. Samson, Scar, A-Bomb, and Amadeus Cho. They've really added to Hulk lore and mythos, greatly expanding it and giving fans of the big green giant much to dig into. It was therefore a pleasant surprise when the rumors of a Red Hulk began to circulate amongst the fans. Several hints were dropped and clandestine appearances were made by this new character in the first few issues as wild speculations began to flood out about the identity of this imposter. It was finally revealed in one of the issues that the new Red Hulk, or Rulk as he's called by some, was none other than the biggest Hulk hater in all of history, General Thaddeus E. Thunderbolt Ross himself, to the great shock of all. He is the brainchild of writer Jeff Loeb and artist Ed McGuinness, and made his debut in Hulk issue number 1 in 2008. The original character of Thunderbolt Ross had been around since the very first issue of The Incredible Hulk in 1962, though. Now, the character is set to make an appearance in the upcoming MCU flick Captain America Brave New World, as shown in the teaser trailer for the film that just released recently. The role of General Thaddeus Ross and Red Hulk is going to be played by the legendary Hollywood actor Harrison Ford. There have been other iterations of the Hulk, including another version of the Red Hulk itself in the comic book titled The Immortal Hulk. This was just another form taken by Joe Fixit, who's another Hulk persona residing within Banner. Besides this, in the comics, a character named General Robert Maverick also became the Red Hulk for a short while. For the purpose of this video, we're going to be solely concentrating on General Thunderbolt Ross's run as the Red Hulk, as this is the character's most popular iteration. In this video, we aim to pit the two Hulks against each other and show you their similarities and differences, as well as how they measure up against each other. We'll be discussing their origins, powers, abilities, weaknesses, and everything you need to know about these fan-favorite characters. For the first time in a long time, the Green Giant is going to have a worthy adversary in battle. So without any further delay, let's get ready to smash! But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Origins of the Hulk. Let's do a brief recap about the origins of the man who would end up becoming the Hulk, which is both sad and tragic. Son of Dr. Brian Banner, a brilliant scientist, and his wife Rebecca, Bruce Banner's childhood was marred by the abuse he suffered through his father's hands. This permanently traumatized him and created a mental schism within his mind. He began to develop a dissociative identity disorder, which would not be diagnosed for a year. Bruce was estranged from his family when his troubled father murdered his mother and was sent to prison for it. He would grow up in the company of his paternal aunt, who would give him all the love that he never received from his own parents. Bruce would turn out to be a brilliant student and soon study in some of the most prestigious institutes in the country. His education was funded by none other than Thaddeus Ross, who, after an incident involving Bruce during his school days, had noticed the boy's potential. During his adulthood, Bruce began developing the world's first gamma-ray bomb, which was funded by the military under Thaddeus Ross. On the day the gamma-ray bomb that Bruce had been working on was scheduled to be tested, he noticed a teenager driving into the test site as the countdown began for the explosion. Asking his colleague Igor to delay the countdown sequence, he rushes to the site to rescue the boy. Unbeknownst to him, Igor was a Soviet spy who had been working with him to steal his secrets. Seeing his opportunity to have Banner killed and the project delayed, he doesn't do as asked, and the countdown proceeds uninterrupted. Bruce manages to throw the boy into a bunker, but is caught in the blast, which washes him with waves of gamma rays. Although unknown to him initially, he begins to transform into the being that we know as the Incredible Hulk. With later retcons that flesh out more of his origins, it's stated that when the blast happened, the gamma ray bomb opened a dimensional door called the Green Door that connected Earth to the Below Place. According to the retcons, Bruce had died during the blast, and it was the door that brought him back to life. The accident allowed the Hulk to take over Bruce Banner's body temporarily whenever his emotions spiked or his life was threatened. The transformation in the first few comics of the series shows Banner being able to transform only during the night, with the transformation wearing off during sunrise. The character of the Hulk in the early series are very reminiscent of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, we all know that as the Hulk, he has superhuman strength that gets amplified endlessly as he gets angrier. He's extremely durable and capable of regenerating from seemingly fatal wounds. As the series progresses, Bruce discovers there is more than one manifestation of the Hulk with him, and he must learn to control them. Origins of the Red Hulk. Thaddeus Ross is a character that's been around since the Hulk's debut in 1962. Initially, he's shown as a hard-nosed military officer who disapproves of Bruce Banner and his daughter Betty Ross's relationship. Thunderbolt Ross sees Bruce as a lesser man, as he doesn't see him ticking the boxes of what he considers manliness, which to him a man must possess. The fact that his only daughter had chosen to fall in love with such a person angered him even more, as he considered Banner unworthy of his daughter. He also believes that the project to test the gamma bomb is a military project and should be under a military officer, namely him, and not under a nerd like Bruce. He deceived his daughter for the longest time, telling her he was trying to find the Hulk to cure Bruce, but was trying to just kill him all along. The TLDR of this is General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who is the biggest Hulk hater in the entire world. He's constantly dedicated his life to the destruction of the Green Giant. There's a point in his life where he has a redemption arc when he seemingly sacrifices his life to defeat the villain Zax and makes amends with his daughter, telling her he had been wrong all along about Bruce. He is, however, seen very much alive about 36 issues later, but his relationship once again deteriorates with the Hulk very soon again when his daughter is supposedly killed by the Abomination. He would forge a secret pact with the two villains, MODOK and the Leader, who were part of a villainous group called the Intelligentsia, to siphon the powers of the Hulk after the events of the Worldbreaker Hulk. The group then, with the help of Dr. Samson, transferred said power to transform himself into a red version of the Hulk. Although the two bore a resemblance to each other, on closer inspection, they have a lot of differences. Even their abilities are slightly different, though they share most of the strengths and weaknesses of each other. This was how Thunderbolt Ross became the very thing he hated and despised, a Hulk. Strength and durability. When we talk about the different Hulks that exist within the Marvel landscape, the one thing we typically associate with them is their power and durability. By holding the title of the Hulk, you're guaranteed to be one of the strongest beings around. As such, the Green Hulk and the Red Hulk are no exceptions to this rule, with both boasting strength capable of taking on some of the most powerful beings in the universe. The Green Hulk draws his powers from gamma radiation and his rage. Over the years, we've seen him pull off some impressive feats of strength that justify his position as the strongest. During the events of the original Secret Wars of 1984, the Green Hulk is shown holding up approximately 150 billion tons of mountain range to protect the heroes from being crushed. This sort of power level is absolutely crazy, but you shouldn't be surprised if we tell you this isn't even the strongest depiction of the Incredible Hulk we've seen so far. Arguably, the strongest version of the Hulk we've seen is called the Worldbreaker Hulk. In this form, he's fueled by the rage caused by the death of his wife and child, which he blames on the Illuminati, which is comprised of Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Reed Richards, Black Panther, Black Bolt, and Namor the Submariner. The Worldbreaker Hulk is part of an incredible storyline and deserves a video on its own. Coming back to the topic though, in this form, he is seen taking a scream from Black Bolt, unfazed and absolutely pulverizing him. If you're familiar with Black Bolt and what even a mere whisper from him can do, then you understand what this means regarding Hulk's durability. He's literally capable of withstanding an attack that can shred planets that even the Mad Titan Thanos didn't come out of unscathed. It speaks volume of the damage he's able to take. He destroys Iron Man's Hulkbuster suit like it was made of tin and proceeds to wipe the floor with all of the aforementioned members of the Illuminati single-handedly. There is a point in the story where Hulk's rage reaches such levels, with a single stomp, he almost splits the entire continent of North America in half. To put it further into context, if this version of the Hulk was in the MCU, it would be absolutely one-sided. There are no upper limits to the Incredible Hulk's strength, as the longer the fight drags on, and if he continues to get angrier, nobody can stop him. In describing all his feats of strength and durability, we failed to mention his healing factor, meaning any damage he takes will only further fuel his anger. In Hulk: The End, which is set in a post-nuclear Holocaust Earth where Hulk is the only person alive, he's seen healing every day after being eaten at night by bugs, basically granting him immortality. The Red Hulk is no slouch when it comes to feats of strength and durability either. Though Thunderbolt Ross has been around since the first issue of The Incredible Hulk, the Red Hulk is a relatively new character. In this period, we've seen him take on not just the Incredible Hulk, but other characters who are considered absolute powerhouses within the Marvel landscape, like Thor and Silver Surfer. In the comic book Hulk issue number 1 by Jeff Loeb, he's strong enough to take on and defeat a base power level Hulk. They seem to be about equal in power, but where Red Hulk gains his advantage in battle is that, unlike the Incredible Hulk, he's able to maintain his intelligence. The Red Hulk is able to combine that with his military background and experience to not just take on the Hulk, but absolutely destroy him. He then immediately fights Thor and is once again able to keep up with the God of Thunder quite easily, even lifting Mjolnir and using it. Red Hulk gets his strength by absorbing various forms of energy, and he uses this to absorb the power cosmic from the Silver Surfers during his time as part of the Offenders. The Silver Surfer is an incredibly powerful being, and seeing him get stomped so easily by the Red Hulk was a sight to behold. He also uses this to siphon the Odin Force from Thor in their battle, which we mentioned earlier, to enhance his strength further. The Red Hulk is also seen matching Beta Ray Bill's strength, an individual who has held the mantle of Thor before and is an incredibly powerful character. He is also seen punching the Watcher and viciously beating him up, making this act something we had never seen before in Marvel. The Red Hulk also defeats and murders Abomination, a foe who has time and again been a thorn in the side of the Incredible Hulk. He's able to survive most attacks thrown at him, as his durability is similar to that of the Incredible Hulk in his base form. As seen during his fight with Thor, he's also able to endure the rigors of atmospheric re-entry. One of the biggest strengths of the Red Hulk, albeit it has nothing to do with physical strength, is his ability to transform at will and maintain his intelligence. This allows him to not revert back to Thunderbolt Ross in compromising situations, and grants him access to his military acumen and techniques in battle. Overall, the Red Hulk is a character not to be trifled with, as even the Incredible Hulk has a tough time against him. Speed and agility. When it comes to speed and agility, both the Incredible Hulk and the Red Hulk are fairly evenly matched. This again, of course, depends on the power level they are currently sitting at. The Incredible Hulk is seen being able to reach extremely high speeds, crossing several states in the United States in a matter of moments on foot. He's been seen matching Namor, the Submariner's swimming speed. The Hulk is also able to leap through incredible distances and heights thanks to his speed and strength. Coming to his agility, his reflexes are on a whole other level as well. He's able to grab mortar shells and rockets aimed at him in mid-flight. The Hulk has also been able to attack Quicksilver mid-run, which is wild to think. Iron Man 2 has been a victim of his speed, as he's grabbed him by the legs mid-flight. He's duked it out with characters such as Sentry, Gladiator, and Silver Surfer, who, besides being strong, are super fast and agile as well. Thanks to his speed, he's also been able to catch a bullet between his teeth during mid-transformation. As proof of his superhuman agility and speed despite his bulk, he has even caught Captain America's shield and Hawkeye's arrows mid-flight. While there are no particular highlights of the Red Hulk, unlike the Incredible Hulk when it comes to speed and agility, considering the nature of their abilities, we can make an educated assumption that they are on a level playing field. In fact, one could even make the argument that the Red Hulk is more agile and faster than the Green Hulk due to Thaddeus Ross's military background. He's seen as being able to leap into space and continue fighting there with Thor. The Red Hulk has also been able to outpace Iron Man in one particular instance. If the Hulk is able to pull off these incredible feats mentioned earlier, and in turn, the Red Hulk is seen keeping up with them easily, it cements our argument that the Red Hulk's speed and agility are at par with his green counterparts. We hope things get fleshed out for him more in this regard. Weaknesses. As much as both these Hulks are capable of dishing the hurt to the strongest of the strong, they both have some weaknesses that have been used against them in the past by their enemies. One of the biggest weaknesses of the Hulk is that he has no control over his transformation both ways. Unlike the Red Hulk, Bruce Banner's transformation is dictated by his heightened emotions, or if the Hulk within him perceives a mortal threat to him. He also has no control over how long he stays as the Hulk. Due to the unpredictable nature of his transformation, he could put himself or innocents in danger depending on where and when he chooses to change from Banner to Hulk and vice versa. It also compromises Bruce Banner's identity as the Hulk. This is something that the Red Hulk has no concerns about, as even if he were to get knocked out, he wouldn't revert back to Thaddeus Ross. His transformations are entirely dependent on his own will. The Hulk has several personalities within him, like Joe Fixit, who are quite intelligent, but for the most part, he's portrayed as a brute with a very low level of intelligence. This can work against him, with his enemies manipulating him through his rage and setting him up for ambushes and other powerful attacks. Although in his base form, he's already strong, for him to get even stronger requires him to be angry, meaning he's dependent on his emotions. While the Red Hulk gets stronger the hotter he gets, which he can simply do by siphoning off energy from any source nearby, including his opponent. The Red Hulk, on the other hand, doesn't suffer from the drawbacks of being reliant on his emotions, not just for his powers, but his transformations as well. But there is a caveat to it. The Red Hulk can literally heat himself up to a point where it adversely starts affecting him and causes him to get knocked out. He shouldn't be underestimated, as the heat produced by him during a battle was able to turn the sand around him to glass. He has a fixed upper limit to his powers, unlike the Incredible Hulk, who just keeps getting stronger with no threshold, provided his rage keeps increasing. Another weakness is that the Red Hulk cannot drain energy from the negative zone, as it has an adverse effect on him. The negative zone is an alternate universe to ours, where all matter is negatively charged. The second Red Hulk, General Maverick, also has a weakness where he cannot maintain his transformation for more than an hour. While the Hulk is already susceptible to mental attacks and manipulation, they normally don't last very long due to the complex nature of his mind that houses multiple personalities other than Bruce Banner. The Hulk's savage nature and rage also override these types of attacks. This is a luxury not afforded to the Red Hulk, making him weak to psychic attacks and manipulation. We're sure someone like Professor Xavier or Emma Frost can easily manipulate him. While the Hulk and the Red Hulk are both forces of nature that can never truly be stopped, there are ways to slow them down enough to imprison them or deal them some massive damage. They're susceptible to gas attacks, but the gas used has to be extremely potent and knock them out almost immediately. If this isn't done, they can simply clear the air using the shockwave generated by clapping their palms or leaping away from the area of effect. Similarly, they could be hit with a tranquilizing dart, which could produce similar results. One has to, however, account for their healing factor when it comes to toxins, as they will not have a lasting impact on the Hulks no matter how potent they are. Potential battle outcomes. All throughout the different clashes between the two Hulks, they've been pretty even, and we don't see that changing. One of the key factors in determining their contest would be the place where they battle. Any area that's rich ambiently in energy and radiation will greatly benefit the Red Hulk, as he can siphon off energy from his surroundings to heat himself up, which in turn makes him stronger. Places like nuclear plants, outer space, and volcanic regions, which all have varying energy sources such as radiation, cosmic radiation, and thermal energy, energy can act as the home court for the Red Hulk. The Incredible Hulk, though, would not be fazed by this, as he has battled in all of these types of locations before, and being in these places doesn't give him disadvantages just on their own. He would prefer a location that was much less rife with these ambient energies, like the forest or even the mountains. Though fighting in the mountains would mean, even though the Red Hulk would heat up slower, the fight would also be drawn out, as he wouldn't pass out from overheating anytime soon. If we're to continue on the theme of overheating, the Hulk could also try to outlast the Red Hulk until he overheats and automatically loses the battle. In fact, he does just this during one of the battles where he allows the Red Hulk to punch himself out, causing him to overheat and faint. The Hulk, in the meantime, can just keep getting stronger the angrier he gets. We've already discussed the feats he's capable of performing in his Worldbreaker Hulk form. The Red Hulk would stand little to no chance. The only way to victory for the Red Hulk is to siphon off the gamma radiation and hope that he transforms back into Bruce Banner. He has already managed to do so quickly, so we do know that it's possible. In fact, during all their battles, the Red Hulk is constantly siphoning off the gamma radiation that emits from Hulk's body, providing him with a steady source of energy. This would result in their fight becoming a war of attrition. Red Hulk is also seen wielding weapons like Neptune's trident and various firearms in his fights. While the Hulk has also been seen using weapons in his more intelligent variations, for Red Hulk it's more of a norm than for the Hulk to do so. This gives him a distinct advantage over the Red Hulk, who is seen about to shoot the Hulk in the face before he's stopped by the arrival of Thor. Being a military man, Red Hulk also has a larger experience when it comes to battlefield tactics and combat techniques. He can easily overwhelm the Hulk, who is more reliant on his brute force, by using these to his advantage. Once again, it's hard to simply give the edge to the Red Hulk because the Hulk has overwhelmed and overcome any person or individual with his sheer force in the end. There is a reason why he is called the Incredible Hulk. Sure, the Red Hulk might be an experienced soldier, but the Hulk was a warrior king of the planet Sakaar. On top of that, if the fight drags on, the Hulk will simply get angrier and stronger. And eventually, no tactics, however sophisticated, will work on him. In the end, the victor will be decided by a couple of factors. Even then, things will come down to the wire. First of all, the outcome of the battle will depend on its duration. If the battle drags on, Hulk will simply keep getting angrier and stronger and hit power levels similar to his Worldbreaker form. If this were to happen, the Red Hulk would have no chance, as beings far stronger than him have struggled with the Hulk in this state. Not to mention, the Red Hulk would probably just faint, trying to keep up after overheating, and would knock himself out. On the other hand, if the battle is short, Hulk has a much better chance of winning. Since he gains power at a more rapid rate than the Hulk, he can quickly overwhelm his adversary and knock him out before he reaches his own limit, or the Hulk gains too much strength. Secondly, it depends on what version of the Hulk he faces. The Hulk has been part of Marvel Comics for a very long time, and while it's agreed that he's one of the strongest, his power levels have varied over the years, just like any other comic book character. We see the Red Hulk getting the better of the Hulk on multiple occasions during his introductory run, but if the Worldbreaker Hulk were to turn up, it would be a no contest. However, if the Red Hulk were to face the MCU version of the Hulk as he is currently, we'd think the Red Hulk would destroy him. It would require Red Hulk to get outsmarted by Hulk as Banner dominates the movie Hulk's personality. This would be very ironic and anticlimactic, as we don't want to see any outsmarting being done in a clash of Hulks. We want to see fists being thrown and things getting smashed. It's still unclear if the Hulk will make an appearance in the movie, but their meeting seems to be destined for the future. In the end, there is no clear winner, as either can come out on top of the other depending on certain parameters. We would still give it to the Hulk because we've seen more feats of strength from him. The Hulk has shown us the carnage he can cause and how everyone, including some of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, are powerless in front of his fury. The Red Hulk has already shown us that he can punch celestial entities such as the Watcher and drain the power cosmic itself, but he hasn't faced the scale of threat that the Hulk has dealt with. To his credit, almost every single time he's faced the Hulk, he's been able to hold his own and sometimes even come out the victor. Maybe over time, he'll increase his heat tolerance threshold, thus increasing his overall power cap and performing some more impressive feats of strength. Until that day, the Incredible Hulk still reigns supreme. Marvelous verdict. The Red Hulk was an instant hit with fans of the Hulk mythos. Due to this, he began to show up in more and more subsequent issues. He would go on to join an Earth-based version of the Infinity Watch and even come in possession of the Power Stone. The Red Hulk would also briefly be a member of the Avengers. He would also lead a cell of rebels against Hydra and would help stabilize S.H.I.E.L.D. after its collapse. He's also been seen bonding with the symbiote Carnage. The Hulk would lead his own group known as the Thunderbolts, consisting of the likes of Deadpool and Ghost Rider. The character of Thunderbolt Ross transitions from a villain to a sort of anti-hero over the course of his stint as the Red Hulk. It's interesting to see him make this journey. We can't wait to see how he's portrayed in the MCU and what Harrison Ford brings to his character. The Red Hulk is arguably the best addition to the Hulk family in recent memory, as it really revitalized the interest in the Hulk comics when he came out and is now arguably having a similar effect on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's been able to carve his own niche and come into his own, now establishing himself as a firm favorite. The duel between these two Hulks in the comics is always epic, with both always slugging it out and the victory being an extremely close affair. We can't wait to see them clash on the big screen in the near future and hope that the people behind the MCU won't keep us waiting for too long. The Incredible Hulk will always be the more iconic of the two Hulks, but the Red Hulk's popularity cannot be denied as well. We thank you for sticking with us to the end of this epic duel between two absolute juggernauts. And if you like this sort of content, be sure to check out the rest of the videos on our channel, as we have something for everyone. We hope to see you in our next video. Until then, stay marvelous and take care.